Every week, we meet parents who are exhausted from trying everything: behavior charts, dietary changes, and various therapists, yet their child still struggles with transitions, sleeplessness, and sensory overload. When these parents seek answers, they receive labels like ADHD, anxiety, and autism spectrum. And these labels often accumulate alongside appointments and bills, but nobody addresses the true issue: a nervous system stuck in chronic stress, which we refer to here as busy brain syndrome. Now, today we're going to explore what that is, why it occurs, and how to address it. So, this video is for parents of kids who seem wired and exhausted at the exact same time, who melt down over those small things, they can't sleep, they struggle in school, and for whom every therapy feels like one step forward, there's also those 2 steps back. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to break down busy brain syndrome and what it really is, why it's a nervous system regulation issue, not simply just behavioral problems. We'll walk through the 3-phase perfect storm that can wire this pattern into the child's system before they even enter school, and how it shows up in sleep challenges, in speech delays, emotional volatility, and sensory struggles. And finally, we'll explain why therapies often plateau and what shifts when you address that neurological foundation first. So I'd like to share something that happened recently in our office. We had a 21-year-old kid come in, a rock star of a kid who had been wound up, wired in that never calm state, had anxiety, meltdowns, and was never able to sleep well. And his family had tried everything, but no one had ever looked at his nervous system. The first time we made gentle adjustments to his atlas and axis, the top 2 vertebrae in the neck, it was like hitting the pause button. Everything calmed and stilled. For the first time in almost 10 years, sleep was amazing. That's not a miracle. That's what happens when you finally address the foundation first. And that's what busy brain syndrome actually is. It's a child's autonomic nervous system that has 2 modes. Think of it as a gas pedal and a brake pedal. The gas pedal, that sympathetic nervous system, controls fight or flight. It's designed for short bursts of stress, not all-day operation. The brake pedal, the parasympathetic system, is what helps your child calm down, sleep, process emotions, heal, and connect, and it's connected largely by the vagus nerve. Now, in kids with busy brain syndrome, the gas pedal's stuck down. The sympathetic system is firing constantly, keeping that child in a chronic state of alert, in reactivity, and hypersensitivity. Their sensory threshold is dramatically lower than other kids. Things that feel minor to you feel generally overwhelming to them because their nervous system is already at max capacity and oversensitized, and that's when things become volatile. Now, the 3-phase perfect storm that we talk about in our office, it's different phases of stress that happen in kids. It starts with prenatal stress all the way back during pregnancy. Maternal cortisol can cross the placenta, leading to changes in the fetal brain structure, and it increases risks for behavioral issues. A stressed pregnancy can set a baby's nervous system up for overactivity before birth even happens. Then there's the birth process, birth trauma, and interventions during delivery, such as forceps, vacuum extraction, difficult labor, can impact the vagus nerve, leading to nervous system dysfunction from day one. And then we see all those early childhood stressors. Additional stressors like antibiotic overuse, ear infections, excessive screen time, chaotic environments to an already compromised nervous system. There's a lot of stress in life inherently, and more so today than ever before. Now, each phase of this compounds the previous one, leading to that brain being locked in protection mode. And that's when it hinders development, it hinders sleep, that emotional connection as that child grows. So that's how busy brain syndrome shows up in your kid. Sleep challenges. Kids often struggle to wind down. They often toss and turn. They experience racing thoughts and wake frequently. Some may also feel physical tension leading to stomach aches or headaches, or they get tension in their shoulders. Speech and communication struggles. Effective communication requires executive function and the ability to filter distractions. If a kid's overwhelmed by stress and sensory input, kids lack the capacity for higher level communication because there's so much other stressors being applied to the system. Emotional dysregulation. Children have severe meltdowns over minor issues and experience long recovery times after being upset. Their inability to calm down isn't just drama, that's their brain that's not able to de-escalate. Sensory overload and behavioral patterns. Kids may cover their ears or their eyes. They avoid certain textures. They seek intense physical input like crashing or jumping as coping strategies. Movement helps them self-regulate during that heightened tension, almost as a confusion mechanism. And when in survival mode, the brain prioritizes fight or flight, making it hard to read social cues and build relationships. And a regulated nervous system is essential for all those social and behavioral interactions. And that's why a lot of times therapy can plateau. And that's what happens when we address the foundation neurologically first, where things go great. OT, speech therapy, behavioral interventions are all genuinely valuable tools. We're not here to replace them. But when the nervous system is still stuck in fight or flight, those therapies are working against a foundational problem. So we like to think of it this way. We can't remodel a house that has a cracked foundation. Or think of it like pushing a car uphill with the parking brake still on. The therapists are pushing hard. The child is trying, but the nervous system doesn't have the capacity and the ability to handle that stress of the therapy. Now, neurologically focused chiropractic care uses insight scans to objectively measure how much stress and tension is locked into your child's nervous system and where exactly it's creating interference. We use gentle chiropractic adjustments to the upper cervical spine, specifically the atlas and axis, where the vagus nerve is most vulnerable, helping restore that proper communication between the brain and the body. Subluxation is a combination of stuck joints and neurological interference that disrupts brain-body communication. When we have good sensory and that foundation is addressed, everything built on top of it works better, brain processes better, output is better. OT makes faster progress, speech therapy starts clicking, behavioral strategies actually stick because the child's brain finally has that capacity to learn, to regulate, and to adapt. So if your child is stuck in this cycle, the meltdowns, the sleepless nights, the sensory struggles, the therapy plateaus, you don't have to accept that as the permanent picture. There is a path forward, and it starts with the neurological foundation. We're not asking you to give up anything that you're already doing. We're just asking you to take a look at what might be underneath it all. So feel free to call us, and we can set up a time to chat with a clarity call. 15 minutes free with me. You can look at our information in our bio, or go to our website and set that up so that we can do everything that we can to get your child regulated and back going again.